What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Eternal Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, Jacob, and this is another episode of our fantasy booking series, Reckoning. And tonight, for our main event, we will see the Vanguard champion, Damian Priest, taking on the former champion, Seth Rollins. Can Seth regain his title after so many months away from the championship scene? Be sure to stick around and find out. Now, for our opening contest, we will see Big Van Vader taking on Swerve Strickland. Last week, Vader had a losing effort against Swerve's hired muscle, the Samoan bulldozer, Umaga. Out comes Vader. It's time. It's time. It's Vader time. He throws up the big V, the smoke's coming up out of the entranceway, and then Swerve's music hits. A Swerve when I drive. Swerve, he makes his way out. He's got that big fur coat, looking like a total boss. He's got shades on, but he's by himself. He's going to prove to everyone that even though he does have a bulldozer in his back pocket, he's going to be able to take care of Vader himself. The commentary team says that Swerve, he's looking to prove himself here, that he belongs among the elite competitors and wrestlers on this Reckoning brand. And tonight, he faces a man who has destroyed legends. The bell rings, and Vader takes control here. Swerve immediately, he's trying to avoid getting caught by Vader, because he knows that he's not going to be able to go toe-to-toe with him, and he circles around. Swerve is landing quick strikes, quick kicks, and he moves away, just making sure that Vader can maybe not get him, but suddenly, Vader does grab him. Massive shoulder block, sends Swerve flying back. Vader, he's following up here, a big running corner avalanche, smashing down Swerve Strickland. Heavy body shots, a big suplex, and a big clothesline as well, just beating down on Swerve Strickland. Swerve, he rolls to the outside. He's trying to get some breath in his lungs. He's taking a massive beating from this big monster of a man, but Vader grabs Swerve by the hair, bam, throwing him right into the barricade, and the crowd is chanting for Vader here. Vader, Vader, Vader. Vader, he rolls Swerve Strickland back into the ring, and he's going to try to climb up and hit that Vader bomb. The crowd rises. Vader jumps. Swerve moves out of the way. Vader crashes hard on the canvas. And Swerve, he's got an opening here now. Swerve, he's determined to fight back. So he's changing his strategy. He's targeting the legs of Vader, trying to knock down the movement and momentum of this big man. So Swerve, he starts, low drop kicks towards the knees, running knee strikes, and even springboard attacks. Just quick hit and run tactics here. Vader, he tries to fight through it. And eventually he catches Swerve, picks him up for a big power bomb. Swerve crashes down on the mat. Vader covers him. 1, 2. Swerve kicks out. Barely. The crowd explodes. Vader's upset. He's frustrated. He's holding his knees and his legs. He's selling the pain that he's been inflicted with. But he knows that Swerve is a lot tougher than he expected he would be here. So now we're breaking down into the final moments of the match. Vader, he pulls Swerve up. He's going to go for another big power move. Swerve, he escapes. He hits a kick. Vader drops down to one knee. Swerve runs. Big house call. Kick to the head. Vader falls down. Swerve climbs to the top rope, and he's waiting. The crowd, they're on their feet. Some are cheering for Vader. Some are cheering for Swerve Strickland. Swerve jumps. Swerve, stop. He covers the big man. 1, 2, 3, and here is your winner, Swerve Strickland. Swerve, he rolls over to the corner. He's exhausted from this punishment from Vader. And he looks at Vader. Maybe he's just thinking about showing a sign of respect. But then the arena changes. The crowd, they're screaming. They're on their feet. Vader, he's laying in the middle of the ring. A massive figure appears on the top rope. It is a bulldozer, Umaga. Some of the crowd, they're booing, and the commentary's like, what's Umaga doing out here? He wasn't part of the match. What's going on? But he doesn't stop. And Umaga, he jumps off. Big Samoan splash onto the Mastodon Vader. The ring shakes. Vader is crushed here. And Swerve walks over and stands beside the Samoan. Swerve did not just defeat Vader here. He's looking to send a message. And our commentary team, they go on to say that maybe Swerve Strickland is one of the most dangerous men on the Reckoning brand. And since he has this monster beside him, who knows what his future plans are? And maybe he's searching for gold. Next up, in our next segment, the Hardy Boys, our tag team champions, they make their way to the ring. Matt, he grabs a mic pretty quick, and he's addressing the Acclaimed, telling them that, you know what, last week you had an opportunity, but opportunities are earned, and we want you out here. We've got a score to settle. Before the Acclaimed can even appear, out come the Motor City Machine Guns. Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, they interrupt. Shelley says, you know what, Matt? With all due respect, everybody wants the Hardy Boys. Everybody wants the gold. And we're not waiting in line anymore. But then out comes Jurassic Express, Jungle Boy, and Luchasaurus. Jungle Boy says, you know what? We've been proving ourselves for weeks. We've been getting some wins, and why should we have to wait if everybody wants to call their shot? And out comes the legends. Rhythm and Blues, the Honky Tonk Man, and Greg the Hammer Valentine. And they claim that, you know what? We have respect. We've been in this business for a very long time, and we deserve a shot. But then, across the Tron, Super Kick Party, out comes the Young Bucks. Matt Jackson, he says, you know what? Everybody here thinks they're special. And Nick says, but everyone knows who changed tag team wrestling. And also, we were the first team to be tag team champions here on the Reckoning brand. So we have a claim to the gold as much as any. But before too long, chaos is breaking out. Teams are arguing, people start shoving, and security rushes out to calm down all this chaos. And out comes our general manager, Adam Pearce. He's yelling, enough of this. Everybody stops. And Pearce is looking around. You know what? You want an opportunity? You want a tag team title match? He's pointing around to the different teams. He's like, fine, but you are going to have to earn it. Because at the pay-per-view, Event Horizon, on August 1st, there's going to be a fatal four-way elimination match. The Motor City Machine Guns, Jurassic Express, Rhythm and Blues, and the Young Bucks. Whoever wins this match at the pay-per-view is going to get a future title opportunity against the Hardys for the gold. But I'm not done yet, Pearce says. Until the pay-per-view, every team here is going to be in action. There will be no off weeks, and you're going to have to prove that you belong in that match. On to our next segment. The Hardys, they want the Acclaimed, so here we go. And this time, there's no comedy here. There's no shortcuts. There is seriousness. As Max Kester, he tells Bowens, you know what, tonight we prove that we belong in the tag team division, that we are a serious threat. And even though it's not for the titles, if we get a win over the champs, heck, we could even be added to that elimination match at the pay-per-view. So the Acclaimed, they come out first, and then out comes the Hardys, our tag champs. The bell sounds, and the Hardys, they're relying on their experience here. The Acclaimed, they're younger, so they're relying on the athleticism. Bowens and Jeff Hardy, they exchange offense here. Max Caster is taking on Matt Hardy, and, you know, there's frustration here from Max. The Acclaimed hit a mic drop, go for the cover on Jeff Hardy. 1, 2. Matt Hardy breaks the pin. Bowens, he has the opportunity to cheat, but he refuses. And his hesitation costs him. The Hardys capitalize. Poetry in motion. Jeff climbs to the top rope, throws up his fingers, signaling for the Swanton Bomb. 1, 2, 3. The Hardys win. And after the match, Max Caster, who has cost the Acclaimed a couple matches here over the past couple weeks against the Hardys, he's complaining. He's moaning and groaning, and Bowens stops him, a slap across the face to Max Caster. The crowd erupts, and Bowens tells him, respect them. We lost. Now you need to own it. And Max, he reluctantly, he apologizes to the Hardys. Matt Hardy shakes his hand, and Jeff accepts the apology as well. And Bowens, he just walks away frustrated at his tag team partner. Next up, we get a promo, the Bastard Pack. We see him, he's outside. It's dark out. Behind him is a fence, and he looks angry. This is backstage area behind the arena. And he's looking at the camera. He's addressing Tommaso Ciampa. 1 win, 1 loss, 1 final fight. And then we see a little video package from Tommaso Ciampa addressing this, telling Pac that I want the rubber match. I want to prove I'm better than you. So next week, let's finish this. This is a little backstage segment. Is Johnny Gargano, who's been a loose cannon for a while now. He charges into Adam Pearce's office, and he's demanding a championship opportunity. Pearce, he's already set some people straight here already tonight, so he tells Johnny, go earn it. And Johnny says, you know, I've proven myself. What do you mean? He's getting frustrated at Pearce. He storms out. The door slams shut behind him. Standing outside is Darby, Allin. No words. The two just stare at each other. Tension fills the air, so thick it could be cut with a knife. Then suddenly, Johnny pounces. He attacks. The two men trading punches back and forth, back and forth. Officials have to end up separating them. And Pearce, he walks out because he heard all this commotion outside the door. And he looks at Johnny Gargano and he's like, you know what? You want an opportunity? How about tonight? Maybe you can get a win against Darby Allin. Next up, we have a singles match. Macho Man Randy Savage. Yeah. Takes on Diamond Dallas Page. The arena lights dim. The crowd erupts as DDP. He makes his way to the ring. He's focused here. He knows that this match is more about winning. And he's looking to prove that he still can compete with the best on the Reckoning brand. But he also has to keep eyes in the back of his head as Randy Orton did attack him last week for no real apparent reason other than to be malicious. Then the crowd grows louder. Out comes Macho Man Randy Yeah. He's wearing his black and white attire, madness gear. He's got attitude adjustment as well. Macho Man does. He's angry. He's looking to prove himself. He wants to get back on top, go after some gold. And he has freshly beaten Adam Copeland at our last pay-per-view in a dog collar match, beating down his former tag team partner. So once Macho Man enters the ring, he's just nothing but confidence, soaking in some of the cheers and even the boos from the fans. Our commentary team, we see them talking. Two legends, two icons, two men who have defined generations of professional wrestling will go one-on-one tonight. And the bell sounds. This is a battle between legends. The opening minutes here, it's very technical, almost like a chess match. DDP, he uses his veteran instincts. This is like WCW DDP with the mullet. He's wearing the jeans. Anyways, Macho Man, he's using unpredictable offense. But DDP, he catches Macho Man with a big shoulder tackle, knocking him down. Macho responds with a knee drop and begins firing off with his signature punches. DDP goes to slow him down, a big power slam, a couple clotheslines, and a spine buster. DDP, he's building momentum here. The crowd starts chanting, Diamond Cutter, Diamond Cutter. DDP, he hears it, and Macho knows exactly what's going to happen. DDP, he goes for the Diamond Cutter, but Macho Man escapes. And anyways, both men end up knocking each other down with a big clotheslines. The crowd is on fire. DDP is the first one back on his feet. DDP sees the opening. Macho Man, he's slow to get up. DDP is stalking him. He's waiting. DDP goes to charge Macho Man, looking for that Diamond Cutter, but out of nowhere, before he can connect, RKO. Randy Orton takes down DDP one more time. The arena explodes. The referee calls for the bell. DDP wins by DQ. Orton, he stands over DDP. He looks satisfied. And Macho Man, after he gets back on his feet, he spins Orton around, starts yelling at him, what the hell are you doing, And Orton smiles a sick smile, sadistic, and he hits a RKO on the Macho Man. Macho Man's down, DDP's down. The crowd, they're booing Randy Orton, but he stands in the center of the ring. He looks at the destruction that he has caused. Both fallen legends. He throws up his arms, the signature Randy Orton pose, and basks in the chaos. Our commentary team says that, you know what? Orton, it doesn't look like he's just making a statement here anymore. It looks like he's trying to make everyone afraid. Our next segment, we go backstage once again, and Finn Bálor, he meets with Adam Pearce. Finn is frustrated. He wants answers, and he demands them. Two masked attackers attack. Adam Pearce knows the situation because he has seen the footage, but nobody seems to know who these people are. Pearce remains calm. He's trying to, calm down our world champ, Finn Bálor. He tells him, we're investigating, we're looking into it, we're doing as much as we can. Kevin Owens walks into the frame. The man who faced Finn Bálor at the last pay-per-view, but came up short. Owens raises his hand, and he's telling Finn, you know what? I know what you're thinking. I know what's going through your head, but it wasn't me. And Finn just kind of stares at him. Owens looks frustrated, and he says, Finn, you know what? I've got enough to think about without dealing with this. And he walks away. As Finn watches him leave, Pearce goes on to say that, you know what? We don't really have any evidence pointing to anybody yet. You're the world champ, and as you know, you got a big target on your back. But that doesn't mean I am condoning this kind of behavior. And we will get to the bottom of this. We will find out who these men are. Finn, he looks unconvinced here, and the mystery only continues. Next up, we got a singles match. Eddie Kingston, the Mad King, the King of the Bums, taking on Jon Moxley. Eddie Kingston, he enters first here. He walks to the ring. He's ready for a fight. He's coming up off a big loss against Triple H in a no DQ match. So he's looking to get back to his somewhat winning ways. He's had a lot of ups and downs here on the Reckoning brand, but he's looking to try to get some momentum. And out comes Jon Moxley. He comes through the crowd, no smile, no emotion. He's ready for violence. And once both men are in the ring, the bell sounds, and this is more of a fight than a match. They start throwing punches. No filling out process here. No technical wrestling. Lots of anger between these two men. Moxley, he's mad about the mind games from Kane, who's been coming after him. And Kingston, like I mentioned, he just wants to prove himself. He wants to get some sort of momentum going. Kingston, he's unloading with chops here, lighting up the chest of Moxley. Moxley fires back forearms. They trade blows in the center of the ring for a while. The crowd are up. Kingston, he hits an exploder suplex, a big running boot, and he tries for his finisher very early on, that back fist attempt. But Moxley survives, and he responds with a big German suplex. Some elbow strikes to Kingston and a DDT. Both men are starting to look exhausted, but neither refuses to quit. Then we get towards the finish of the match. Kingston charges on a beaten down Moxley, but Moxley catches him. Big paradigm shift, hooks a leg. 1, 2, 3. Jon Moxley wins this one here. He doesn't celebrate, though. He grabs a mic. He looks directly into the camera, and he's yelling for Kane. The crowd, they're reacting. Moxley says, "Get your big red ass down here. Face me like a man. Or are you just a little bitch?" The arena turns dark, and a rumble fills the building. Fire shoots up from the ring posts to signify that Kane is near. The crowd, they're screaming, they're chanting, and out comes Kane, 90s Kane, full bodysuit, the red and the black, the long, wet hair hanging down. He just stands there on the entrance stage. Mox smiles. Kane doesn't move, and Moxley, he lets off a chuckle, and he says that, "You think a little fire scares me? No more games. No more sneak attacks. You, me, Event Horizon." And he's pointing at Kane. "Be sure to pack some bandages because I'm beating you bloody." And he throws down the mic and he leaves the ring. But as he's leaving the ring, fire shoots up once more from the ring posts, from the entrance stage. It looks like Kane has accepted this challenge. Our next segment, Bam Bam Bigelow. He's backstage. He's furious because last week he was attacked by Brody King in the House of Darkness, Aleister Black, and The Undertaker. He's been searching all night. He finds Kevin Owens, who was his opponent last week, and he grabs him. "Are you working with them? Tell me where they are." Immediately Owens, he's like, no, dude, I'm not into that. I'm not into that cult stuff. I'm not involved." But Bam Bam doesn't believe him, and he just shoves him away. "Get out of my face," he says. He keeps searching. He asks other wrestlers backstage, "Where's Undertaker? Where's Brody King? Have you seen any of them?" Nobody really knows where they're at. And eventually, Bam Bam, he goes outside, kicks open an exit door, and the camera follows him into the dark parking lot area. And then we see a back of a semi-truck. Smoke seems to be pouring out of the semi-trailer. But the doors are closed on the semi-trailer here, and that's a sign that Bam Bam seems to investigate. He unlatches the doors, and he throws them open, but nothing is in the back of the trailer. It's empty. He's looking around confused. Then Bam Bam turns it around. Black mist. Aleister Black sprays it in his face, and Bam Bam, he screams. He's clawing at his face and his eyes. He's screaming that it burns, and he's swinging around wildly, trying to see if he can hit anybody and defend himself. But Aleister simply watches. Cold silence, and he disappears into the shadows. Medical team starts rushing out as they hear the screams from Bam Bam Bigelow, and our commentary team says that the House of Darkness have just sent a warning. They don't want Bam Bam to find him. They want him afraid. Next up is our singles match between Darby Allin and Johnny Gargano, as Johnny demanded an opportunity at gold, but Pierce told him, "You need more wins. You need to prove why you would be a good challenger." So now Johnny has opportunity here. Darby, he enters first, and he looks pissed as can be. He's angry. He's upset. Then Johnny Gargano, he enters next. The bell rings. Darby immediately attacks, strikes, a big drop kick, sending Johnny flying across the ring, and he rolls to the outside. Darby runs, has a big suicide dive on Johnny Gargano, and Johnny crashes into the barricade. Darby continues his attack, but eventually Johnny's able to slow him down. He's targeting the ribs of Darby Allin, and he knows that Darby's body can take a lot of punishment. So Johnny, he throws Darby back in the ring. After getting some strikes, he tries a back breaker, a neck breaker, hits a big running knee, but Darby, he fights back. He hits a big code red, goes for the cover. 1, 2, kick out. And Darby, he climbs to the top. He's looking for the coffin drop here. Johnny, he rolls away. Darby lands on his feet. He charges. Johnny catches him, and both men collapse as they collide. We go to the final moments here. Johnny, he attempts one final beat, but Darby escapes. Johnny crashes, and Darby sees his chance once more. The crowd rises as Darby climbs. He ascends to the top rope. He looks behind him, jumps backwards for that coffin drop, but Johnny throws up his knees, sending them into the spine and the ribs of Darby Allin, and Johnny reacts as quick as he can. He grabs Darby, rolls him over in a crucifix, pin, referee counts 1, 2, 3. Johnny Gargano wins. A big upset win here for him. The arena is stunned. Johnny rolls out of the ring. He can't believe his luck. He's hurt. He's exhausted, but he's smiling. He has stolen a big win here on the Reckoning brand. And Darby, he sits up in disbelief. And Johnny just proved, not only to himself, but to Adam Pearce, that he can win. But this may be far from over with Darby Allin. Next up is our main event of the evening. For the Vanguard title, our champion, Damian Priest, is defending against Seth freaking Rollins. The arena, the lights go dark, and out comes Seth Rollins. Burn it down! Flames are shooting. He's doing his strut. He's got a confidence about him. He's cocky. Seth is. and he wants that Vanguard title. Seth, he believes that the championship belongs around his waist, and he makes his entrance, and out comes our champion, the Vanguard champion, Damian Priest. All rise. He raises the title above his head. He looks cool, confident. He knows he has earned his place. As both men are in the ring, the referee raises the title, the bell sounds, and this championship match starts. So Rollins, he's immediately using his speed here. Quick strikes, super kick attempt, but Priest catches him, a massive forearm that sends Seth backwards, and Priest quickly takes control. A big corner splash, a spinning kick, a broken arrow, and Seth, he rolls to the outside. But Priest follows, maintaining his momentum, staying on top of Seth Rollins, and he throws Seth into the barricade. And the crowd, they're alive. They're excited for this title match. But Seth, he's not staying down. He fights back, and he begins attacking the legs of Damian Priest. Big running knee as well, taking down the big man, knocking him off his balance. And they return to the ring. Rollins, he goes up, sets out for a big frog splash, but Priest moves, and Rollins crashes hard on the canvas, and Priest hits a big razor's edge, goes for the cover, 1, 2, Seth Rollins kicks out, and nobody can believe it. It looked like it was an early end for Seth Rollins here. Both men, they're exhausted, but they get back up to their feet. They trade strikes. Rollins, Priest. Seth hits a big super kick that Priest drops down, and Seth, he sees the opening. He runs. He goes for that stomp, but it's not to be. Seth, he can't move all of a sudden. Someone has a hold of his ankle. The camera pans around. Penta has him. The ref doesn't see this as his attention is towards Damian Priest, who's trying to get up. And Penta just smiles and stares down Seth Rollins. As Seth is staring him down, he took his attention off the champion. And as Seth directs his attention back towards the ring, big grip to the throat, south of heaven choke slam. Priest covers, 1, 2, 3, and Damian Priest retains the Vanguard title. Priest is handed the championship. He raises it high. He survives Seth Rollins, and he leaves the ring because this issues between Seth and Penta are really not his business. But Penta's not finished with Seth. He enters the ring. Seth, he's exhausted, but he tries fighting, but it's too late. A big Mexican destroyer on Seth, and Penta stands over him. Then he kneels down. He does his Zero Miedo taunt right into the face of Seth, and he leaves the ring. Penta has cost Seth Rollins his title shot, and the camera pans to a beaten down Seth Rollins. He is furious here, and he knows that this war is far from over between him and Penta. And that is going to do it for this episode of the Eternal Wrestling Podcast. I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope you have a great morning, afternoon, or evening whenever you listen to this. And if you enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and August 1st, we got a free pay-per-view on Saturday, Event Horizon. Be sure to mark your calendar and tune into that. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.